14130. The epochal changes of international marriage and the attitude of the younger generation. 2_2.
From now on, if people in global society can communicate well with one another, they can live together. This means that ethnic distinctions will disappear and humanity will become one single people. If you converse well with someone with dark skin and find it wonderful nowadays, you can choose to marry that person and live together. If you are debating a specific race but cannot communicate well with that individual, it is a society where living together is absolutely impossible. Then, what kind of situation unfolds for the Korean people? Here too, there are levels. When people ask me about rural areas lacking marriage partners and turning to multiculturalism, that is not true multiculturalism. People have simply brought in marriage partners because workers were needed. People were brought in for the sake of labor. Then, while working, they should share something. However, individuals equipped with higher knowledge refuse to engage in labor. If they refuse to work, how can they communicate with working people? Consequently, they cannot become partners, cannot marry, and cannot have children. If we are intellectuals, the work we must do is different. By meeting through mutual understanding, we can live a shared life. These kinds of things mean that the entire human society will blend together like this in the future. In the future, there will be no concept of one's place of origin. If a Korean person is needed, and if that person is guided by the Korean citizen, they will feel so grateful and happy that they will want to dedicate their entire being to you. Doing so allows us to live together. If we live for that society, we will live together with those who will guide that society alongside us. Through this process, multiculturalism will arise naturally. Now, a tremendous number of young people will pour into South Korea in the future. Right now, it has not really begun yet. Even though people already talk about a massive influx, we need to expand the airports quickly. An incredible number of people are coming into this small country. What kind of people are arriving? The ones coming right now are arriving in strange ways, but soon they will arrive in an orderly fashion. People who can have a dialogue with Korean citizens will come. People of high quality are coming because the quality of the Korean people is high. If you converse with these people and the connection is wonderful, you can live together. The era of family trees and bloodlines has now passed. Who will create the bloodlines and family trees from now on? Family trees will arise based on those who have done many deeds of virtue for this society. Then, as the children of heaven leave behind their names in the future, all the names left by our ancestors will sink beneath the ground. From now on, it is just the beginning. Names will resound throughout global society, and those family trees will be formed in that manner. A new bloodline will be born. A bloodline necessary for human society will be born. Just marrying among yourselves will not bring renown. How have you helped human society? Where is the place designated for us to unfold our role in the future? It is the United States. Why is it America? America is the land where the last human new town was cast. By whom? By God. It is the final land of the human new town. In that place, all kinds of people from every corner of the world have been gathered to constitute representatives, whether of low or high quality. People of the world are all inside America. Therefore, a massive new town has been built. If this is managed poorly, a tremendous shock wave will erupt and everything will shatter. If it is managed well, it will serve as a source that newly sparks and supplies the energy of humanity. The nation that must guide them so that they can live joyful lives from that point onward is the Haedong Korean people, the children of heaven. That is why America has helped and nurtured this country with all its heart. Why? Because America's future lies within South Korea. By entering America, many events will unfold there. Because Koreans are the people who must take the lead and guide the operation of the United States, look closely at American society right now. If left as it is, an era of confusion will arise, resulting in an immensely difficult society. If that happens, its shockwaves will reach South Korea. When a new culture of humanity rises, it must be set in motion from America. This is what the Korean people are doing now. Because the time has come when the world needs South Korea, the whole world is watching how we will unravel those unresolved, deteriorating problems in America. The fact that South Korea has solved those unresolved problems sends shockwaves out into the world. Diverse elements have entered and formed American society, but side effects are erupting now. They are happening even today. If we cannot solve this wisely, America will become a turbid society, and then hope for humanity will vanish. How South Korea helps America can also create an era of global peace. Heaven has already laid out the blueprint. Now, we must handle these matters a bit wisely. We shouldn't drag things out too long beyond this point. Trying to tackle such vast concepts within a limited time requires an immense amount of time to make it fully understandable, but even if we grasp just the basics for now, future humanity is one family. However, the reason we can blend together is because we mix with those who speak the same language, so you do not need to worry. If there is no communication through language, you cannot connect with any ethnic group. Yet, people from all nations on Earth are bound to come to Korea because they find Korean people the best. Therefore, we must conduct interviews. How do we conduct interviews? By having conversations. What if they do not know our language while trying to converse? Then we teach them well. What if we cannot speak English well? We learn it well together so we can communicate. Now it works. You learn Korean, and the other person learns English, and then you can communicate. If you treat them with gratitude, that person wants to live with you. If that person is grateful, I also want to live with them. Through this, everyone blends together. A world where human culture harmonizes as one, it is also a world where people of matching quality gather to discuss things together. Thus, everyone finds their own level now. However, if you mistakenly met someone thinking they were of your caliber, parting ways will also be a very comfortable process in this world. And reconnecting will be very smooth. All of this is an action aiming to communicate with one another. If greed enters here, we grow distant. If we live for the sake of the other, we grow close. Since the world is becoming one where this happens, do not approach these matters through conceptual interference. Open your doors and communicate with people all over the world. Where does that communication start? From AI. It is the internet world powered by AI. If we use this to properly exchange with international society, someone who was previously in circumstances where they could not travel abroad might help someone overseas, and that person will invite them or come to visit them. Exchanges happen in that way. From now on, we are people nurtured to widely benefit human society while engaging in exchanges with the world. Abandon the concept that we must live solely among our own compatriots. Humanity is one. Everyone is part of our family. If there are well-grown individuals among them, it is wonderful to consult with them, share conversations, and if things go exceptionally well, live together, keep a household, raise children, and live happily. The world is one, and all people of the world are the children of God. The era has now arrived for us to live this life, shed these physical bodies, and return to the heavens above. Do not cower. If we help humanity, humanity becomes one, but if we live only among ourselves, we become isolated outcasts. If we engage in activities that benefit human society, it will unite us in an extremely rapid amount of time. The focal point to bring this about is gathering the parents of Korean society first. If what these people do together is wonderful, the global community will want to join as well. By cutting the tape with this initial cause, starting with zero suicide in South Korea, once that is settled to a certain extent, parents from global society will gather for zero suicide in the world. This will create a massive wave. Once this wave rises, it transforms at an extraordinary speed. Humanity changes. Therefore, rather than worrying about what will happen with foreigners or arguing whether it is right or wrong, humanity is changing just as it is, and our duty is to guide those people toward a righteous path while carefully observing these changes. If we only prepare these things well, we will succeed.